Now, I'm sure we can all remember a little while ago when a prisoner and a legal boat person was accidentally released by mistake. Not so long ago, there was another one. Well, it seems that those two cases were found out to be the tip of the iceberg. You see, there's apparently a bit of a kerfuffle going on with the prison system, and Justice Secretary David Lammy admitted there's a mountain to climb. Well, I could be honest, I'm guessing there's a lot more than that, because this is after a record number of offenders have accidentally been released. But can you guess how much? It isn't 1 or 2 or 10 or 20, 90. Yes, that's right. 90 violent or sex offenders have been let out by mistake the past year, which is 8 times more than the previous year when only 11 were freed by error. This news has put a lot of pressure on Lammy, who's recently told MPs that he didn't have all the facts when they questioned him about these blunders. Well, why not? He is Justice Secretary, isn't he? Shouldn't he know all this stuff? You'd think, wouldn't you, that he'd be doing his homework, especially when that asylum seeker or legal boat person, was released by mistake, what was it, a few weeks ago? And one of the offenders, though, Abranian Kapoor Kletchiri, if I pronounced that right, a 24-year-old Algerian sex offender, is still on the loose after being mistakenly released from HMP Wandsworth. Meanwhile, of course, a fraudster named William Smith, who is 35, was also released by error, but he handed himself back in. And despite Lammy introducing what he called the toughest ever checks after another offender, Hadish, was accidentally released, these mistakes keep happening. And the good news is, though, that Kapoor was eventually deported after a 48-hour police manhunt. The Ministry of Justice, though, data shows a massive jump in the number of mistakenly, shall we say, released offenders. Violent offenders went from 9 in 23 to 24 to 87 in the year to March 2025. And sex offenders increased from 2 to 3. Burglars and thieves were released 52 times, up from 17, and those with weapons were released 18 times, up from 5. And overall, the number of mistakenly released prisoners more than doubled from 115 to 262 in a year. And there surely is no excuse for this. The government really does need to put some measures in place to make sure this sort of thing just does not happen. And perhaps, who knows, it might actually be a good idea for the prison guards or wardens or whatever to actually read any paperwork that they are given that states when a person should be released. Although hopefully you like to think they're doing that already, but this does not seem to be the case, because why else are these people being released, eh? Robert Jenrick, the Shadow Justice Secretary, isn't holding back, and bloody good job too. He is blaming Labour's early release scheme for this mess and calling Lammy, wait for this, Calamity Lammy, which, yes, it just does seem to be the case, doesn't it? The Ministry of Justice isn't saying how many offenders are still at large, but the Telegraph has found out that Kadir Sharif was freed because a court warrant was sent to the wrong prison. But even so, his name would still be different, wouldn't it? And if his surname isn't, then wouldn't his first name be? It's absolutely disgraceful, isn't it? Lammy, of course, well, he has been accused of a bit of a cover-up about the scale of the problem, but he insists he made the right decision by not revealing details he didn't have. He's only, of course, been in his job for 2 months and wasn't even told about Kapoor Shiri's relief until just before Prime Minister's questions, but I'm guessing he does, like the rest of us, have this little thing called Google that he could look at, maybe. I mean, I don't know about you, but if I was an MP or working in a government department, I would make sure that I knew everything about what I needed to know, eh? An internal investigation into Kapoor's release found, of course, that the Prisoners Offender Management Unit got his release date wrong. Wow, what a shock. Leading to his premature release. The report made over 40 recommendations, but prison governors warn that achieving 0 mistakes would require a lot of investment in staff training, IT and recruitment, which the system just doesn't have right now. They feel it's unfair for politicians to try to score political points from the system that's been in crisis for decades. Although I personally think that Labour really does need to sort this out, because public safety could be quite a bit at risk.